scared. It's gonna be nice being out here. Deer all over the place. Today is Saturday, October 8th. I did end up renting a plate compactor. I just wasn't happy with some of the soft spots in here. So ran that once so far. Took me about 3 hours to do this whole thing, which is 6,000 square foot. It's a lot like running a lawnmower when you should have mowed like 2 weeks ago. Just got to let the machine, do the work and go really slow. And then for anyone over 6 foot, this kind of equipment always sucks because you're hitting your shins on this wheel hanging up here. The handle doesn't come back very far, so you have to stand really close to it. It goes forward, but not backwards. It'd be nice if that was adjustable. But compacting sand really sucks, so I see why some of the pros only do crushed limestone. I had brought in a lot. It's probably under the sand, which is not bad for a good base, but it's really dry and just leaves all these lines. And so I'm thinking of bringing a hose in here and spraying down some of the sand for my next go around. I'm gonna go this way next time. I did go around quite a bit, but it's kind of hard to turn. So it's looking pretty good. The gravel areas definitely are better. You can hit that like twice and you don't have any of the seams like you do. I think there's a low spot here. You can kind of feel it when it goes up and down, but I think it's close enough that the foam will sit pretty well. So I'm probably gonna get some food here and some gas, and then I'll come back and do one more round with the plate compactor. So that'll put me, it's probably another 3 hours. This one might go a little faster because it's a little bit harder. It's already compacted a little bit, so 2 hours maybe, and then I'll come back and get the vapor barrier down. Those rolls are huge. Managing it by myself is going to take a while. A lot of walking back and forth, straightening it out, and then I got a roll of tape somewhere to do the seam that'll be somewhere down the middle. These holes here will have to be cut out, and then I'll cut larger pieces that sit down in there. You don't want to put vapor barrier on this whole thing and then have 2 square sections where there's not any vapor barrier, and you get moisture coming up through. So these won't have foam in them. Maybe I should put foam in there. I'll have to think about that. Foam will go right up to that shower cutout. But yeah, it's pretty smooth. I'm glad I rented that. I wasn't planning on it, but the more I thought about it and looked around, it was a good 24-hour rental. So I'll be back. Got really windy out today, so it's kind of nice to be working inside. I got a second pass with the compactor. It's a whole lot better. So glad I did this. And I sprayed it down a little bit because the sand got really dusty, but I found that it has a water tank on the front. The compactor did, and it's meant for asphalt so that the asphalt doesn't stick to the plate, but I turned that on. It actually worked really well. Now I have to go around. Concrete's actually going to pour up to the middle of this bottom plate, and I don't want all this sand in here, so I'm gonna blow it out. I'd like it blown out before I start putting vapor barrier down so that I don't have sand and stuff on top of that vapor barrier. Vapor barrier should come up and staple to these studs. So. Spray foam will be in here and you don't want dirt on idea. My hand is kinda- That's enough of that. Oh, these Ryobi 40 volt tools are pretty awesome. I have the weed whacker, the blower. I actually have the mower at my little house right now. I just did all of that, and it used 2 bars. Pretty sweet tools. Getting the vapor barrier down. Got half of it in. Got a helper today, and my dad came out to help. It's kind of a pain. You gotta have all these perforations and tape them up. Ended up putting the vapor barrier under these forms. I'll just pull those out on a day of concrete. Stagger these. So I'm about to unroll the next one. And then we can keep the foam going without stopping. It's real windy today, so it's kind of hard. I had to get all these boards in here to hold it down. All right, today got the vapor barrier down, and half of the foam. Took a lot of time cutting the holes for all the pipes and stuff. There's one more tomorrow around this 4-inch, and then the 2 garage drains, but other than that, it should go pretty quick. So I'll update more later.